Welcome back to Legalese 123, where we are covering cases across America. Hello and welcome back to Legalese 123. I'm your host, Missy K. I hope you are doing well on this fabulous Thursday, the 5th of March. Lots going on. If you have not already liked and subscribed, please do so because this helps push my content out. I do long form content where I go through the trials, as well as I do shorts where I talk about each what happened either in the morning session and or each witness who takes the stand. If you just want a quick tidbit of information, I provide that as well. So what do we got going on? Well, yesterday was such a heavy day. I mean, there's so much going on with the attorneys coming in to talk about Kouri Richins and his wishes, etc. And then the boyfriend took the stand, Josh Grossman. It was very, very, very heart heavy. If you didn't feel for him, I don't know what. A man who was brought into a situation. Obviously, he's a grown adult and kind of knew what he was getting into, but didn't realize what the end result was going to be. Remember, Kouri Richins is allegedly being convicted. Not convicted. She's not convicted yet. Kouri Richins is on trial for unaliving her husband, Eric, with a dose of fentanyl. That is what was in his system when he passed. She was in a house flipping business. She had a lot of homes with which she was underwater. She was doing payday loans, etc., to try to keep herself afloat, and she just continued to dig herself deeper and deeper. And then she doubled, tripled, and quadrupled down, and then bought a $2.9 million mansion just around Eric's death. She was also having an affair with her boyfriend, Josh Grossman, that she had known for quite a long time. So, what do we got going on? Well, who knows what we're going to get into today. We've got a lot of witnesses that we haven't heard from. Remember, this is supposed to be a 5-week trial. We haven't heard from law enforcement yet. We haven't heard from the investigator that the Richins family hired to figure out what happened to Eric and or why. We haven't heard about jailhouse calls, the walk the dog letter. We haven't heard about the orange notebook and what that's going to entail. So what are we going to get into today? Well, gosh darn it, that prosecution is doing a great job. Every day is something new and exciting. I did not expect the boyfriend yesterday, but whammo shablamo, there we were. But they are painting a nice picture, right? They're putting all of the pieces together. They're laying it out for us very, very nicely. The prosecution's doing an immense job. Defense, I mean, you've got some work to do. You're trying, but you're first of all, you're all over the place. You're not succinct in your things. When you're asking questions that you're making a point, you're not hitting those. Those notes are very soft, and therefore they're not playing very well. Secondly, you're being mean. The women, I'm sorry, Miss Nestor and Miss Lewis, you're just meanie pants. You need to soften it down a little bit. I know what you're trying to do, but you're not. It's not coming across well in the stratosphere of the jurors at-home jurors, right? Us and you. Mr. Ramos started off hot and heavy, but I quite liked Mr. Ramos' hot and heaviness. His was the going after the police because that's what they're trying to do, right? The police, you did all these bad things. So also, where are all the rest of the police officers, etc.? So they are already in court. So let's get started. Let's get this party started. Let's get started in here. Now, that's the Black Eyed Peas, but I was also thinking about Pink, and I don't remember what her. I'm coming out, so you better get this party started. Started. All right. You're not here for me singing.
This is Kouri Richins. Counsel for the state are present. Counsel for the defendant are present with Ms. Richins. Mr. Bloodworth, anything before we invite the jury?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Lewis, Ms. Nestor, anything? Okay. And we're starting with Ms. Bramwell, correct?
Oh, Miss Nestor's
Okay.
hair is down
Let's invite the
today.
jury in, please.
I like that. So I don't have this on. Oh, it's not letting me zoom. There we go.
Honor, Ms. Urbana.
Kouri Richins, please.
Ms. Bramwell, good morning. If you'd step in front of Brittany, we'll get you sworn in.
And/or are we going to hear from the bestie, Miss Barnaby? Mrs. Branwell, we're witness 34.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the pains and penalties of perjury?
What a nice little black suit she's got going on, and a green shirt. That looks pretty cool. You can never see what Miss Shermanak's wearing because she's always behind the podium.
ma'am.
So
Morning.
she's short like
State your
me.
name and spell your
Can't
last
see.
name, please.
Marie Bramwell, Bramwell.
What do you do for work?
I'm an attorney,
What kind of law do you practice?
domestic relations.
Does that include divorce work?
Yes,
And is your practice located in Heber?
yes, it is.
I want to turn your attention to May of 2021. Were you doing that same law practice at that time?
Yes, I was.
And what is the name of your law firm?
Gordon Law Group.
What is your firm practice related to when you're starting an attorney-client relationship, when you would collect a retainer payment?
Normally, there is an initial consultation, and after that meeting, then we would collect a retainer.
What's the approximate cost for that retainer?
It's normally $5,000.
What is so you mentioned after that initial consult, is that consult typically done in person?
Yes, it is, typically.
And would that retainer agreement or the retainer payment be collected then after the initial consult?
Normally it is, yes.
Why are we so blurry on her?
Do you know Kouri Richins?
Yes,
And have you met with her?
yes, I have.
Was that on May 3rd of 2021?
That sounds correct.
Did you have any other in-person meetings with Kouri Richins?
I don't believe so.
I don't know if I knew this, that she had met with a divorce attorney. Raise your hand if you wish that she had gone through with it.
Did you, after that initial meeting, did you subsequently exchange emails with Kouri Richins?
Yes, we did.
Did you ever meet with her in person again?
I don't believe so.
Did she give you a retainer?
You emailed with her approximately 5 times between May of 21 and January of 22. Does that sound about right?
That sounds correct.
And she emailed you about 4 times in that same time frame. Does that sound right?
Yes, that sounds correct.
Other than those communications, did you speak with her at any other time?
I don't believe I did.
If someone decides not to move forward with your firm in an attorney-client relationship manner for any reason, would a retainer be returned to them?
Yes.
Scott, if we could show the witness exhibit 4-20, please. Do you recognize this? If you could scroll all the way down for her, Scott. No. Oh, it's my screen. I'm sorry. You can see the whole thing.
Yes, it appears to be a check issued from Gordon Law Group.
And is the check made out to Kouri Richins?
Yes, it is.
We'll move to admit 4-20.
Ooh, let's publish because the people at home want to play.
4-20 is admitted.
Ma'am, those are all my questions for you.
Ms. Lewis.
Katie, could you pull up
State's Exhibit 4-18 for the witness. You recognize that, Ms. Bramwell?
Yes, I do.
And is that your bio that's used for the Gordon Law Group?
Yes, it is.
And could we publish that, or could I move to admit it and then publish it?
No objection.
4-18 is admitted.
Can you blow it up, Katie, so I can? Yes, maybe I should step up here. My eyes, not what they used to be. Okay, so according to your bio, you practice law also in the areas of water law, boundary issues, easement, and property issues, correct?
Yes, I have.
That's all we have, nothing further.
Just one question. Were you doing those types of cases in 2021?
I don't believe so.
Okay, so it was just the domestic relations then at that time.
Primarily.
Thank you.
Ms. Lewis, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Counsel, may we release this witness?
Yes.
Calm down. Take a deep breath. Kouri Richins went to go see her for a domestic relationship, right? In 2021. Then why defense? Why? Why did you just do that? Why did you alert the jury? Hey, look, she also does this property and wetlands thing. It could be related to the property that you purchased in 2022 after Eric's passing. Could those be related? No, I didn't do that then. WTF? Why? Why do you do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Bramwell, thanks for your time. You're free to go.
For cross, I'm just gonna write a big no. No. Cross-examination was poopy. Don't be trying to pull one over on us.
Your Honor, we have a phone call that we would like to play. It states Exhibit 2-95D. We've laid the foundation for the
Are we getting into the jailhouse calls? Are we doing it? Doing it?
calls through other witnesses.
We object. I think these phone calls need to come in through a witness, and I know this phone call's between two particular people, and they haven't admitted it through any.
Oh my God, let's go back. The judge is like, the judge is like, ooh, I don't know, I'm gonna wince.
Object. I think these phone calls need to come in through a witness, and I know this phone call's between two particular people, and they haven't admitted it through any witness. I think there will be witnesses coming up that they may be able to admit it through, but I object to it being played at this time.
Would you approach for me?
Like, you are speaking objectioning, and I really appreciate Mr. Bloodworth, right? It's her witness and her thing. And remember how he talked about like one person at a time, and he's up there and he's giving her space and everything. I hope Mr. Bloodworth is great to work with. Well, that's all you get, Miss Bramwell, for the rest of the day. That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a couple of legal issues I need to sort out. If I sort them out now, it will make the rest of the day more efficient. I appreciate your patience. Please rise for the jury.
Jury out. They have some legalese they need to talk to. Hence the name, friends. Legalese. Legalese 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's hear some legal arguments.
Okay, for interrupting you. I think we're still on the record. Ms. Lewis, I apologize for interrupting you. I think this would just be an easier way to have the conversation that we were having.
So
Go ahead
polite.
and complete your thought form
Um,
regarding jail calls.
Well, there's hearsay in this call also from the other party, which
That will be true with every call. And so we'll need to come up with an instruction for the jury about how they are to treat the other side of each of these calls.
all right, well, I guess our objection is that these calls could and should be introduced through an actual witness. Playing them randomly, I think is confusing for the jury.
May we stay focused on this particular call for a moment to tease out your position on that? So this is 2-95.
I'd like to look at that again, but I also think that we.
Hold on, I wasn't finished.
Oh,
with
sure.
the
I'm
question.
sorry.
Let's play it right
This is
now.
2-95.
Yes, sir.
What was the number again?
295D.
Okay, so 2-95D, as I understand it, the state is seeking to play now because it relates to Ms.
Do it.
Richins having contacted
Do
Ms.
it.
Bramwell. Is that fairly stated?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay. And so I think I understand the state's position. Playing it at any other time than directly following Ms. Bramwell's testimony would be confusing. That's what I'm gathering from the state's position.
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. So take it from there, Ms. Lewis.
I'd like to, I haven't looked at this call in a couple of days, so I'd like to look at it. But I also think by introducing these things without a witness on the stand is a violation of our Sixth Amendment right to cross-examine. When we introduce these randomly, we can't cross-examine anyone about these calls.
Well, are you talking about foundation or content?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Are you talking about cross-examining regarding foundation or content?
Content.
Well, the content, the part that's being admitted for the truth, is your own client's statements. So the confrontation problem doesn't exist there. And if we instruct the jury not to consider the other half of the conversation for the truth, there's no confrontation issue there either.
Well, if they were to call the witness, who is the other half of the conversation, and introduce the call through the witness, then we would have an opportunity to cross-examine regarding the phone call.
But not if the other half of the call isn't being admitted as substantive evidence. They're not admitting the other half of the conversation as substantive evidence of anything. And moreover, I'm going to be instructing the jury that they can't consider the other half of the call as substantive evidence. I think I have to under the hearsay rule.
Your Honor, I still believe that we need to have the call through a witness. If they were to call the person who testified, the person who's on the other half of the call, then we would have the right to cross-examine them about the content of the call. And we don't know what that evidence would be. There may be more to this call or more context to this call that the individual can explain. By just randomly playing calls, we don't have any opportunity to cross-examine anyone or do anything with these calls. And then the jury just takes these calls as without an opportunity for us to put in any explanation about these calls.
I feel like you're intentionally ignoring the fact that I'll be instructing the jury to not consider the other half of the call. But I understand your position, and you have to acknowledge that you have the power to subpoena the people on the other side of the call if you want to.
Right.
But let's stay focused on the half that the jury would be allowed to consider from each of these calls. And that's your client's own statement.
I need a moment to look at this call again. I haven't looked at it in a couple of days. Is that all right?
Of course.
It might take me a minute.
Can I see it at the same time?
Oh, let's play it now.
There was something that was on the screen just now.
Yeah, so
I've got it.
send this to Scott.
Oh, I got it. Never mind. This is just the transcript.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry.
And then somebody else on your team is going to provide me and opposing counsel with the transcript of Ms. Gibson's testimony.
Okay, I'm
regarding-
confused.
Yeah.
I was getting you that you want to see the exhibit itself first.
Forgive me, somebody flashed it. I think Katie flashed the content of the call on the screen. And so if Ms. Lewis is looking at it, I'm going to be in the dark if I don't see
Okay,
it at the
Scott,
same
can you
time.
publish the content of the call? And then we'll,
We'll go to the next piece.
gotcha.
Thank you.
Let me just play this portion on it without the audio.
Do you have a written representation of what's being said?
We have a
It's at the
transcript.
bottom.
Oh, I see.
It has the scrolling text at the bottom, Your Honor.
Let's do it. Give me 1 second. We'll all be on the same page here.
Oh. Hi.
Did we lose audio, Scott? Would
Oh,
appear
we're
that
going to
way.
hear it.
I turned it off. I wasn't
Oh,
sure if
okay.
you want
No,
the
that's
audio
okay.
or the
I misunderstood.
I can't see it.
That's true. I can fix that.
Thank you.
All right, Scott, if you would play it without the audio for a moment, I appreciate it.
Ooh, oh, without the audio. Dang it. The at-home players want to hear it right now. Oh man, if we're not going to hear it, we're just going to sit here. We can just zoom through this because nothing's going on. Oh man, we're going to catch up into real time and nobody's business. Do you need your glasses, sir? You're squinting a lot. Okay, sighing. Ah. Okay.
Probative value of this is
Your Honor, it goes to Ms. Richins' state of mind. It goes to her intent about the marriage and what her thought process was in seeking counsel from a divorce lawyer.
Ms. Lewis.
Coming
I
in.
understand defendant's position regarding hearsay. Anything further regarding foundation or 4010203?
Yes, I think that the call needs to be further redacted. I mean, I stand on our objection, but if the court's going to let it in, it needs to be further redacted. The first part of the call is not relevant. I'd have to pull it up again. I can work with them about the parts, and I think the last part. So I think there's some at the beginning that needs to be taken out and some at the end that needs to be taken out. If it's
Can you
going to come
be
in.
specific?
On what basis?
Well, if I have it up in front of me again, I can be.
Well, let's have a larger discussion. This was on my to-do list, not necessarily for today, but I've been waiting for defense counsel's final word on the jail calls pursuant to the pending motion regarding the jail calls, and I don't have it yet. At some point, I'll need defense to say what their position is regarding each of the proffered jail calls.
Right.
So this is the one that's coming up now, but at some point we have to come to closure on that issue. So we're not
Understood.
doing it in real time. How do you want to proceed from this point on this call?
If I could just maybe look at it with the state and point out the first part and the last part and see if we can agree that that needs to be out
That's
of the
fine.
call.
Okay. Do you want to do that now, Mr. Bloodworth, and then address the other issues? Do you want to do that now and address the other issues during the lunch break?
Well, Your Honor, I think the other issues are going to come up way before lunch.
Understood. Okay.
So let me, if agreeable, let me propose maybe Ms. Lewis and Ms. Shervinack could address that in parallel me and other defense counsel can address.
We're fine with that.
Okay. Among the defense team, who is taking lead on Mr. Wright and Mr. Case?
That would be Ms. Nestor.
I have Mr. Wright, Mr. Ramos has Mr. Case.
Perfect. Sounds like this will work. Okay. Ms. Lewis, would you work with Ms. Shermanek to see if you can reach
Right, the business party,
agreement
po-
regarding
business partner Cody Wright. I don't know who Mr. Case is.
Yes.
Okay.
And just for the record, though, we're not withdrawing our objection, but if it's coming in, that's what we're going to talk about. Is this regard.
You're not withdrawing any of your objections.
No,
Right.
we're not.
I understood.
All right.
Okay. So, Mr. Bloodworth, the state will be calling Kouri Wright and Josh Case today, correct?
Correct.
Pursuant to the court's ruling in order denying state's motion to reconsider and admit excited utterance, there are portions of their proffered testimony that have been excluded by the court. There are other portions, though, that I imagine the state's view is should come in
Correct.
under other exceptions to the hearsay rule. Have you, can we just talk about practicalities for a second, had a conversation with Mr. Wright and Mr. Case so they are aware of the limitations imposed by the court?
Yes, Your Honor, I've had that conversation with each of them, and to reinforce it during the examination, I will ask questions kind of in the form of, without saying what Mr. Richins said, what was your impression?
Okay. Will the state be eliciting any testimony about statements made by Eric to either of them?
No, Your Honor, the state will scope its questions to elicit responses about what was their impression of Mr. Richins' demeanor, and what, if any, advice did they give Mr. Richins?
Okay. Ms. Nestor, that creates a pretty good safety margin between where the proffer started, and it sounds like where it's coming in terms of making sure that the witnesses don't unintentionally say anything that's excluded by the court. Anything further on that issue?
No, sir.
Mr. Ramos?
No, Judge.
Okay. All right. Okay. That handles that. When's the next time a jail call is going to be offered by the state to your current expectation, Mr. Bloodworth, understanding that this is dynamic?
Your Honor, the next time I anticipate
Sitting here today
right now
Yeah.
is during Detective O'Driscoll's testimony.
That was my expectation as well. When's he taking the stand?
Your Honor, he will be most likely the state's last witness, probably late Monday, early Tuesday.
Okay. All right. And so the reason we're doing this call now is for proximity to Ms. Bramwell's testimony.
It is, Your Honor, and the state appreciates that the broader set of jail calls is unresolved, and kind of anticipating this. We emailed this 2 days ago to defense to kind of
Okay.
start the process of resolving it.
All right. I'm going to give Ms. Shervanek and Ms. Lewis an opportunity to work for a few more minutes. I'm going to use the restroom. So we'll come back at 10:15.
Yes,
Any
sir.
objection, Ms. Nestor?
No, sir.
Okay. We're in recess.
Just said a whole bunch of things. Did you hear that? Mr. Bloodworth said that Driscoll is going to be testifying either Monday or Tuesday next week, and that they're like the last witnesses, and then the state is going to rest. So it sounds like they're splitting the baby, right? It's supposed to be like a 5-week trial, so each team gets 2 weeks, and then they're going to split the middle week, which is next week. Can you believe it? So stay tuned. We're not done for the day. All right. We are back. They are back.
Regarding redactions to 2-95D at a time.
Every time I go with that,
One step at a time. Regarding redactions to 2-95D, Ms. Lewis, were you and Ms. Sherbanak able to reach an agreement?
We reached a partial agreement.
Okay, tell me where we stand.
They're going to redact a few lines out at the end of the call, which I don't know. We agreed to redact the things at the end. The beginning of the call, I believe we should redact everything up until page. Do you have the transcript?
I don't.
I can send it to you.
Sounds good.
If
One
that's
moment.
helpful.
Yeah.
And Judge, so you know, there have already been some redactions made previous to this discussion for other things that were irrelevant, so those are included already. So you will see some redacted portions of that transcript.
Okay. Whatever you're sending to me, will you copy Ms. Lewis? We're
I have
doing
it.
the same thing at the same time.
Oh, I already sent it to you, and she has it that I
Okay.
sent earlier. It's the same.
One moment, please. Ms. Lewis, if you would just state page and line numbers from the beginning of the call that you think should be redacted.
I believe it starts at page 2. I believe we should redact starting line 15 on page 2 through line 4 on page 3.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. I'm not sure that short period adds anything, provides any context, has any probative value. What am I missing?
I disagree, Judge. For starters, it does directly from Ms. Richins say what her state of mind is going into this call, her annoyance, and in her tone of voice when you hear it, when you hear the audio, there's frustration there. And it does add quite a bit of context, particularly in the beginning of the call. And then in particular, she says on page 2, starting at line 21, I'm just like so fucking annoyed. Like, what the hell does anything have to do with anything? And that gives context to the rest of the call, because what she's referring to is what does Eric consulting a divorce attorney have to do with me consulting a divorce attorney, which she goes on to explain. But that sets up the context for the rest of the call, in addition to her frustration, annoyance that's heard in her voice as well as in her words at the beginning of the call, giving context to the rest of the conversation.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, I disagree that that's necessary. I don't think the beginning of the call gives any context to what they're talking about. And if the state just wants the jury to know she's annoyed, she says it numerous times throughout the call. Beginning of page 4, she says, like, what the hell? I know. I just I'm so annoyed by that. She says it numerous times. And yes, you can tell by her tone of voice that she's annoyed. I don't see that the beginning gives any context whatsoever.
Yeah, I guess that's my question, Ms. Lewis. Why aren't we just starting at page 4, line 1?
Well, actually, I think that would make perfect sense. And when Ms. Sherbanak and I were going through this, I actually had asked for more to be redacted, and I compromised a bit. But now that you've reminded me, yes, I actually think it would make sense to start at page 4, line 1.
Where out of the gate, Ms. Shervinack, she describes being annoyed, and we go from there.
I disagree, Your Honor. She's talking about the Heber thing on page 3 at line 5. She says beat around the bush. Obviously, what I'm thinking about, she's talking about the Heber thing.
The Heber
goes
thing is
both ways.
different than Ms. Bramwell and Ms. Miller.
No,
Tell me how.
the Heber thing directly refers to her meeting with Ms. Bramwell in Heber.
Oh, I don't think that's clear from the text of the call. If I was confused about it, I think there's a pretty good chance the jury would be confused about it.
I disagree.
I know, you've been very clear about that. Anything else?
Just that this is important context for the whole call, and starting it partway through does not give the context that's necessary to understand what starts on page 4 at line 1.
Anything else?
It's relevant, Your Honor.
I understand. Anything else?
No.
Okay. We're going to start the call at page 4, line 1. Anything else, Ms. Lewis?
No, Your Honor.
Court rules that.
So I like this judge, right? He is equally harsh on both sides, right? I hear you. I hear you. And he's like, I'm not ruling in your favor. You know, you can make that argument, but I'm not ruling in your favor. And he does it with niceties to an extent, right?
Starting the call at page 4, line 1, and then including the redactions that counsel have agreed to in the body of the call and at the end, provides probative information regarding Ms. Richins' state of mind and backward-looking reflections regarding her consultation with Ms. Bramwell. That probative information, the probative value of that information is not substantially outweighed by the danger of unfair prejudice or any other Rule 403 considerations. With respect to defendant's hearsay objection, Ms. Richins' side of these recorded calls is categorically not hearsay, and the court will instruct the jury that they cannot consider the male voice side of the call for the truth of the matter asserted. Rather, they can only consider the statements made by the male on the call for the effect that they had upon Ms. Richins in the conversation.
Right.
Any further objection, Ms. Lewis?
No, Your Honor.
In terms of instructing or just providing the jury for context, I'm inclined to tell the jury that Ms. Gibson testified that she preserved some recordings of phone calls involving Ms. Richins. You are about to hear one such phone call. Any objection, Mr. Bloodworth?
No objection, Your Honor. Are we good then to, as we discussed at the bench, have Ms. Shervinack just give the date of the phone call?
No, Your Honor.
It's
Oh.
not in the content, and Ms. Gibson didn't provide that particular piece of foundation. So that would be additive.
Your Honor, if we were to play that portion of the audio of the jail call, it would make it clear that it was a jail call.
Oh, forgive me. I haven't heard or seen the introductory portion of the home wave call. Does it?
Right,
does
Your
it
Honor.
state the date?
Yes, every home wave call begins with a time or date, and then this is a recorded line. Anything you say will be preserved, could be monitored, and admonishments like this.
Is that accurate, Ms. Lewis?
That's accurate, but this takes me back to my initial point is this should have been and typically would be introduced through a witness because the witness could have just said the date and we wouldn't have this problem. I don't think that the state should be testifying to the date.
Right, but if Ms. Gibson had just said, in order to avoid playing any of that for an indisputably authentic call, I will now just list the dates of the calls, would we be in any different position than we are right now?
Well, I would stand by my objection that A witness needs to testify to the date of the call, not the court or the state.
Yeah, given here the effort that we're taking to not put evidence that Ms. Richins was in custody in front of the jury, I think it's in fair and necessary balancing to not play the preamble of the call, which would limit your ability to cross-examine Ms. Gibson as to how she knows when the date of the calls, because it's based on that same content. And so I think it's appropriate and does not violate defendant's rights in any way to just state what is undisputed. December 18, 2023, correct, Mr. Bloodworth?
Oh, that's correct, Your Honor. I also think the date falls, because of the way the calls are labeled, the date falls under Jeremy Thomas's certification as to the authenticity.
I understand. I think you and I see it the same way. It's just a matter of the defense's good faith objection to me providing the information, but given the alternatives, this is the best way.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
One more
Please.
pragmatic
Yes.
question. Because the court's decision just redacted out the initial part of the demonstrative, it seems to make sense to the state to, at this point in time, as a matter of efficiency, to just kind of fast forward and hit play beginning at page 4, line whatever the court
Line
just
1.
decided.
Yeah.
Rather than take 15 minutes to redact the exhibit now, and then at the end of the day, we can redact it and clean it all up consistent with the court's ruling.
Ms. Lewis, you okay with that? You're not waiving any objections?
I understood. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so Scott's way ahead of us.
Scott's ready.
Scott, why don't we take a look at it together? Show me the new version of 2-95D.
Yeah, because you don't want to play it out in court and be like, oh crap, something was said or done. Because once the horse is out of the barn, you could put it back in.
Text is
But
correct.
it's like-
Scott, let's try the audio.
What's the
I
analogy?
can't see it. Yeah.
My apologies.
Once the SHIT is out of the barn, you can't put it back.
Oh, Scott, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, Miss Nestor's face is like, no.
Obviously.
Who
Like,
fucking
what
cares?
the hell?
Oh,
I know. I'm just like so annoyed by that. Like, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Obviously, if
Yeah,
one
it's
party's
kinda like-
gonna do it, the other party's probably
Okay.
gonna do it to see what the fuck.
Do you want to fast forward to the end just to confirm, so Ms. Lewis can confirm that the stuff at the end has been redacted out?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I did not catch anything for redactions at the end.
Okay, I can.
Yeah, if you would work with Scott real quick to make sure that the stuff at the end gets redacted out.
Yes.
Thank you, Scott.
Hey, you used to say it's redact. It's the way it's being offered includes redactions. Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. I feel like if I zoom, we're going to be in trouble.
Okay, if you fast forward to the end, Ms. Lewis, let's make sure that the redactions you spoke with Ms. Shervinack about have been made.
All right, I have the audio on my speaker. Let me change that over real quick.
Okay.
Obviously.
What'd she say no to?
So yeah, I don't know.
They found, like you said, they found out about it, but guess what? You know, so did he.
Exactly.
So it's everybody's natural reaction to wanting to defend themselves.
That's correct.
Okay. Give me one moment.
I don't know if I can put closed captions on this. Let's see. No, this one doesn't allow me to put closed captions. Let's see. Closed captions are unavailable. All right.
Shervinack, Ms. Lewis, Ms. Nestor. Okay, we're ready.
Bring the jury. I also forgot to say court's in session. All right. This jailhouse call is between her and her brother. Actually, let's see if we can get court TV up because we'll probably need closed captions because some of it you can't understand. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Nope. Court TV isn't doing it either. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Ladies
Jury.
and gentlemen of the jury,
What you're about to
when
hear.
Ms. Gibson was testifying, she testified that she downloaded and preserved recordings of certain phone calls involving Kouri Richins. You are about to hear one such phone call from December 18, 2023. You may consider Kouri Richins' statements on this recorded call for any purpose. You may not consider the statements made by the male voice on this phone call for their truth. Instead, the only purpose you can consider the statements made by the male voice on this phone call is for the effect it had upon the listener, that is, Kouri Richins. Scott, let's make sure we are ready to go. Okay. 2-95D is admitted.
Oh, they have a transcript. Look at that.
Obviously.
Who fucking cares?
I know. I'm just like so annoyed by that. Like I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Like who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Obviously, if
And
one
it's
party's
kinda like-
gonna do it, the other party's probably gonna do it and see what the fuck.
Right? And it's like,
Common sense.
you know, regarding your side of stuff, nothing came out of that. What came out of the other side?
Exactly.
Oh, an illegal transfer, everything.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
A lot came out of that.
Yes, I just went in for a consultation. That was it.
Yep.
So why is that so bad? Am I misunderstanding something?
No, it's just something they're going to try to probably try to hold against you, you know, for no fucking reason. Because
He did it first.
guess what? Yeah, he did it first, and not only did he do it first, like he actually took action on it illegally.
Yes. All I did was, what the hell am I supposed to do? That was literally the conversation.
Yeah. Yep. So
It's my
you
right
know,
to
that
do.
person's probably going to be right.
And
So that
it's,
person's probably going to be brought in,
which is perfect, because you know what I told that person?
which is fuck.
I don't want to fill out the packet. I don't want absolutely anything. I want to walk away clean and free. I don't want anything. And she kept advising me, no, that's not how this works. You have to fill this out about da 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 da. And I said, I don't want to. I don't want any of it.
Yep.
That is what I told that lady. I said, I just want to be done. And
Yeah,
she argued with me forever. I took the packet, I threw it away. I'm like, no, I won't fill this out because I don't want to have
So-
everything.
I mean,
If you wanted to walk away and you didn't want anything, then you could do that. She was just listing all of the things that you needed to put down for assets or whatever, because that's her job. Her job is to advocate for you, even when you don't think that you need to advocate. But in the end, you could still walked away with nothing, or you could have just walked away. Now, this makes good for her case at the moment for the defense because she just wanted to walk away. Now, did she insert foot into her mouth? We're not there yet, but we'll see.
right. So that's perfect and works in favor for you for everything.
Yep.
Nothing,
Yeah,
you know.
I'm just like so fucking annoyed by it though. Like, quit portraying me to be this person.
Yeah.
Anything you're trying to say I did, Eric did. Like, so now they cancel each other out, you fucking idiot. Like,
Yeah.
protecting myself, like,
Yeah, I wouldn't get.
Go back. Please go back. Let's not be on the family. Go back to the transcripts.
I would get too worked up about it.
yeah, I'm not.
Please
But that
go
is
back
why,
to the
yeah,
transcripts.
I am going to ask if she can testify.
Well, that's not really gonna matter because she gets subpoenaed. And to be honest, if their attorneys don't do it, yeah, you're going to.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Please, let's go back.
I'm just annoyed. So I told Mom, I said,
Because they're gonna try to paint this picture. So you're gonna try to paint this picture and like, oh no,
yeah.
no, here she is. What she asked about? What did you advise her? What did she say no to?
So yeah, I don't know.
They found, like I said, they found out about it, but guess what? You know, so did he.
Exactly.
So it's everybody's natural reaction to wanting to defend themselves.
Okay, I don't know about you, but I didn't feel that was quite damning. So she went to a divorce lawyer. At one point in time, she wanted to divorce him. Okay, should she have? Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with that. Now, let's see what other witnesses they have to see, am I missing something?
Counsel, the state's next witness, please.
Becky Lloyd.
Okay, Becky Lloyd. She is, I think, 35. Who is Becky Lloyd?
Brittany, we'll get you sworn in.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to pains and penalties of perjury? I do. Thank you.
Spell your last name.
My name is Becky Lloyd, Lloyd.
Where do you work?
I work for C&E Stonemasonry.
And how long have you worked there?
I've worked there 5 years.
What is your current role with C&E?
I am currently their estimator.
What's that mean?
It means C&E stone, we put stone on houses, and my job is to figure out how much we need on those houses.
What was your job back with C&E when you first started with them?
I got hired originally as an admin.
And when was that?
That was in February of 21.
Did you know Eric Richins?
I did.
How long did you know him for?
I met him sometime around 2017.
Okay. And what about Kouri Richins? Do you know her?
I do.
And did you meet her around the same time?
Yeah.
In 2021, what was the nature of your relationship with Kouri Richins?
I knew her as a neighbor. I knew her as the mother to my children's friends, and I knew her as my own friend.
I want to turn your attention to December of 2021. Was there a conversation that you had with Kouri Richins in December of 2021 that stood out to you?
Yes.
What was the date of that conversation?
December 17th of 2021.
That's a specific date. Why do you remember that date?
Because I keep a journal and I have photos from that date.
What were you doing that day?
We were doing a Secret Santa gift wrap for C&E Stone. We get presents for families in the neighborhood that don't get a good Christmas, and we were wrapping them to give away.
Now, when you say we, was that who's the we?
Me and Kouri.
Okay, just the two of you then?
Just the two of us while we were wrapping, yeah.
Was there a topic of conversation that came up related to Kouri Richins' marriage?
Yes.
How did that come up?
I had recently gotten divorced a couple months before, 3 months before, and she was asking me how that was going, and I was asking her about how her marriage was going, and her and Eric had had a fight that day, so it was definitely on the top of her mind.
What did Kouri say to you?
Kouri had an opportunity to go to a work event of some sort, like a Christmas gala, something like that. And it was going to be a really good opportunity for her career. She was excited about it. At the same time, Eric had booked a sleigh ride with the family for Christmas, a good family activity, and they had a scheduling conflict, and they did not agree about what they should do for that scheduling conflict.
What else did Kouri say during that conversation about her marriage with Eric?
She talked about how she was feeling trapped. She was feeling like there wasn't an easy way forward out of the marriage. She felt like she was worried about her kids. She was worried that she was going to lose them, and that Eric was going to take the kids from her, and that his family was going to turn the community against her. And she said that in many ways it would be better if he were dead.
Oh no, ma'am. Oh my goodness. No. I'm writing as fast as I can. I'm going to go back just so I can hear this. Did I speed this up? No, I'm on normal. She's talking fast.
His family was going to turn the community against her, and she said that in many ways it would be better if he were dead.
Oh, oh God. Look at her. Look at her face. She's like, really?
What was the tone of Kouri's voice during that conversation?
Oh, you missed it. Oh,
serious.
You can't miss.
She definitely had a very serious
okay.
turn the community against her, and she said that in many ways it would be better if he were dead.
What was the tone of Kouri's voice during that conversation?
It was serious. She definitely had a very serious tone. We weren't really joking. It was a very honest conversation and a very heartfelt conversation. And you could tell from her body language that, she was frustrated and she was struggling with where she was at. It's a serious tone.
What was
your reaction to Kouri saying it would be better if Eric were dead?
To me, it really signified just how far their marriage was off track and how serious the situation was. And I felt bad for both of them. That's a heavy conversation.
I don't have any other questions for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Good morning, Ms. Lloyd.
Good morning.
My name's Kathy Nestor. I'm one of the attorneys representing Kouri Richins. First of all, I want to talk to you about how you got the job with C&E.
Absolutely.
Isn't it fair to say that Kouri helped you get that job because you'd just gotten a divorce and she was doing something nice for you?
I would say Kouri helped me get that job. Yes, she let me know that it was available and definitely made sure that I knew that it was an option for me.
And she was the reference for you to her husband, Eric?
I would say so, yes.
Okay. And when you were working at C&E, during the time that Eric was alive, Kouri was actually on the payroll, right? She got like a paycheck every couple weeks.
That's true.
Right. And isn't it also true that right after Eric died, she called and said, "Don't send me anymore"?
I believe so, but I am a little fuzzy on that memory.
Okay. But at some point she came off the payroll.
Correct.
Really quick after Eric died.
I would say so.
All right. I want to talk to you about the conversation on December 17th. And this was, as I understand you, Kouri and Eric every year did a Secret Santa project where they gave less privileged people anonymous Christmas gifts, right?
Absolutely.
And so you were there wrapping those gifts?
Yes.
And you were having girl talk?
Yes.
And you're somebody that she trusted?
Yeah.
Because you had confided in her about your marriage?
Correct.
And the fact your husband had been unfaithful?
Correct.
And she felt safe and talking to you about similar things like that?
Yes.
Okay. And when you were at this meeting, about, let me look at the date, just 1 minute. A couple of weeks after Eric died, you gave an interview about this conversation you and Kouri had.
Yes.
And you gave it to a private investigator that worked for the family of Eric Richins.
Mr. Gabler, right?
I actually don't remember if it was at that time, but I do remember in a meeting with him, yes.
April 6th of 2022 at your house. Does that sound familiar?
Yes.
All right. And this gentleman who was not law enforcement, he's a private investigator, right?
Yes.
And he came to your house and you told him about this day that you spent with Kouri, didn't you?
I don't remember, but I assume so.
All right. And isn't it fair that in that first interview, you never mentioned anything about saying it would be better off if Eric was dead, did you?
I don't recall.
You don't recall?
I don't recall.
Okay. And then you had a second interview almost 2 years later in March of 2024 with the same investigator. Is that right?
Sounds right.
And then the investigator said, "Wait, I understand you've talked to Katie and there was something you forgot to tell me the first time we met about a statement Kouri made."
That's true.
And what you forgot to tell him was this part about it, he'd be better off dead, right?
Yes.
Okay. And isn't it fair that in this second interview in 2024, almost 2 years after, you even in that interview told him that you couldn't get on the stand for sure and say that she said that, didn't you?
I do not recall that.
Okay, Katie, can you please play the clip BL1? If we could cue that up and play it for her to hear.
Cue it up. And let's make sure we're all talking about the same thing. My apologies. Do we have a foundation issue here, Ms. Sher?
Yes, I don't know what they're referring to, and if they're seeking to refresh her, then I believe that should be handled slightly differently.
Yeah.
No, I believe she said she didn't say it, so I don't think I need to refresh her. I think I can impeach her at this point.
If you would just approach for a second.
I like the sweater that Mrs. Nestor is wearing. Look at Kouri's face.
You got some water?
I do have
If you need more, this is Nick Carafe.
Thank you.
No problem.
Oh, you do?
Okay.
Kouri's eyes perked up, didn't she? can we take what this witness is saying at face value?
The number one more time, Ms. Nestor.
Is
We are
It-
going, we're just going to impeach with it, but it's BL1.
Okay. And let's see, Katie, let me get you connected here.
she's just trying to get her 15 minutes of fame? Did Kouri say these things?
I did hear. Okay.
I don't
And
know anybody
let's see,
who'd
Katie,
want
let me get
to.
you connected here.
This part
Okay. Here we go.
and this part I swear she said it, but I also feel like if you put me on the stand, I would not be confident enough to actually truly know if she said it, but I swear she said in many ways it would be better if he just died.
That's your
Because, and I remember thinking, the reason
Is that your voice?
That is my voice.
All right. And you did say that you wouldn't be able to swear to it on the stand, didn't you?
I wouldn't be confident in that. Yes.
Okay. And then if we could play the second clip.
Yeah, well, like I said, that's the conversation we had, and I for sure know she said the trap stuff, and I am 90% sure she said the comment about it being better dead.
Okay, so again, that is the second interview that you had with the investigator. And again, you're saying you can't say for certain that she made that statement, correct?
Correct.
Okay. You also never told that statement to the police when you were interviewed by the police, did you? Until later, much later, like 2024.
I don't know if I got interviewed by the police in 2024.
Okay. All right. While you were employed at CNE, which you've testified to, after Eric died, were you instructed to go to the house and pick up some of his private items?
Yes.
And what were you, who asked you to go pick up his things?
Your Honor. Scope.
Help me understand. If you would approach Mr.
To ask you, in our case,
Sustained.
ma'am, we are going to ask you some more questions in our case. So I will see you again, and that's all I have for you right now.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Sherback, anything further today?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Lloyd, we listened to part of your conversation during one of your previous interviews, and do you recall during the rest of that conversation explaining why you remembered Kouri making that statement?
I do.
What's that explanation for why you remembered that specific statement from Ms. Richins?
Well, as someone who's gone through divorce myself or marital troubles, I know that it is probably somewhat common to have thoughts that aren't necessarily the nicest about your spouse and to have really strong feelings that way. But I was struck because she said it out loud. And some of those thoughts are what you'd call an inside thought sometimes. And it was memorable for me enough that after I met with the private detective, I went and talked to my friends. And without prompting, I said, hey, remember that conversation I told you about? What did I tell you about it? And they were able to confirm exactly what I said in my statement here, because it is a very big deal. And I respect the justice system very much, that I am never going to get on the stand and say something that I don't know as truth.
Are you confident in your testimony today?
I am.
Those are all my questions.
Thank you.
Okay. So
Oh boy.
now it's your testimony that you were told about this statement by someone else?
No. My testimony is, it is very difficult to say such a thing when someone that you care deeply about has been leveled with such charges. It is very difficult. So that is why it didn't come up in the first interview. It is a very difficult position to be here on the stand saying things like this. I don't want to be here. No one has supplied my testimony to me. No one has made me say anything about that. No one has supplied words to me. I know that that happened, and it is unfortunate that it happened because I don't want to be here saying it, but I know that that is what was said.
And in fact, the friend you're talking about is Kouri Richins, right?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Didn't you discuss this statement with Kouri Richins, and Katie's the one who sent you to the private investigator?
Katie is the one that made the private investigator aware of it, but that is not who I had the conversation with about it as far as the truth of the statement.
But you did have a conversation with Katie about it.
I did.
Okay. And then you also had a conversation with some other friends who helped refresh your memory about what you might have said?
They confirmed what I said. They did not supply a sentence to me. They did not do anything like that. They just helped me do a hard thing.
Okay. And who did you
Woman, stop while you're ahead. You're digging yourself into a bigger hole. This woman has basically stated exactly what she redeemed herself. I mean, obviously you can't say things that aren't elicited. You need to be prompted by a question, but you gave her carte blanche to say what she needed to say, and she corroborated what she needed to say. She said she doesn't want to be here. Stop while you're ahead.
tell about this statement prior to reporting it, besides your friends and Katie and the private investigator?
What do you mean?
Did you tell anybody else?
I told my friends. I told my partner. I told the investigator, Katie. I don't recall who else.
Okay. And this was all in 2024 when you brought it up to the investigator?
My friend conversation would have been in 2021, right about the exact same, probably within a couple days of that conversation initially with Kouri.
And you would agree that if Kouri was planning to kill her husband 60 days later, it probably wouldn't be a really smart thing for her to say to you, hey, it'd be better off if he were dead, would it?
Now make your objection that the question is complete, Ms. Shervin.
It doesn't matter now.
Okay.
Go ahead, you can answer.
Say it again, please. I'm so sorry.
If Kouri Richins was planning to kill her husband in about 70 days after she made that statement to you, it wouldn't be a really smart thing to tell someone like you, hey, it'd be better off if he were dead, would it?
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for speculation.
Sustained.
Do you have an opinion about that?
Same objection.
Doesn't call for speculate.
It's sustained.
Okay. Did you ever ask Kouri directly, what did you mean when you said that to me on December 17th?
No.
You never gave her the directly. What did you mean when you said that to me?
Kouri Richins, you need to fix your face. Fix your face, honey. Fix your face and fix your expressions. There's nothing you can do, darling. There's nothing you can do. You can't physically do anything to this witness. Your lawyers can. They're trying, but it's not working. The only way you're going to fix this is for you to get on the stand.
On December 17th?
No.
You never gave her the opportunity to explain whether she was just venting, whether she was joking, whether she was serious?
Unfortunately, no.
And you had a long time to do that before you reported it to this investigator, didn't you? As a friend.
I suppose so.
Yeah, that's all I have. Thank you.
Miss Lloyd, when Kouri Richins told you it would be better if Eric was dead, was she joking?
No.
What was her
speculation, Your Honor?
What was her tone?
Object to speculation.
Hold on. Let's pause. Yeah. The question regarding what she was thinking, or was she joking, pardon me, is sustained. Can't consider the answer no, because this witness can't know what's in another person's head. You can ask her about her demeanor.
Sure. What was her tone of voice?
Serious.
Was she laughing?
No.
Was she smiling?
No.
Did you have any reason to believe that she was joking?
No.
One last question. Were y'all drinking?
We had had one beverage. I had had one beverage.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Okay. May we allow this witness to step down?
Yes.
All right.
Chief, please advise.
I got it. Thank you. If you're called back, you'll get notice.
Okay, thank you.
In the meantime, please don't talk to anybody about your testimony. please don't watch any coverage, read any coverage, listen to any coverage about the case.
Okay,
Okay,
perfect.
please travel safe.
Thank you so much.
Oh boy. What do you think about that? I mean, the prosecution's doing a great job, right? Yesterday, the text messages said with the boyfriend, you know, would just go away. Oh boy.
Counsel.
Your Honor, the state calls Gabe Morin.
Okay.
Okay, witness 36, Gabe somebody. Gabe Warren, I think he said. Skippity skip skip. Well, look at this gentleman.
And nothing but the truth.
What, sir, is your name?
Gabriel Morin, Morin.
And what do you do for a living?
I own a restaurant over in Camas.
And sir, is that the Mirror Lake Diner?
Yes, sir.
How long have you owned it?
Almost 13 years.
Do you operate it as well?
Yeah.
Scott, can I get
Did you-
8.6 or 8-?
Excuse me, sir. Did you ever think that you were going to testify in a murder trial about somebody lacing one of your breakfast sandwiches with something in it to cause an allergic reaction? Is that on your bingo card?
6, please.
Did you sell this breakfast sandwich to Kouri Richins on the 14th of February?
Can you see that on screen, sir?
Yeah.
Okay.
Scott, if you can please scroll down.
I'm going to speed this up. I
We'll
mean,
go
it's
back
pretty
to the
much
top.
the
Sir,
gist
do
of what.
you recognize these records?
I do.
Are these records made at the time of the transaction?
Yes.
And is it your business's regular practice to make these records?
Yeah, I mean, there's some, at the time of an order, the table is created, whether it's a to-go order or someone physically in the restaurant. And then when the card is actually swiped, then the table's closed.
Okay, so we're going to get into that. I just need to lay a little bit of foundation to admit them, and then we're going to publish them. But do you keep these records as
Your
a
Honor,
regular?
We don't object, but it's fine to come in.
States 8-6 is admitted.
Thank you. Let's publish them, please, Scott. Your Honor. Scott, if you can, let me see here. Okay, so
For the
generally, what are we looking at?
purposes,
So at 9:07, Megan is our employee. I believe this was a to-go order that was called in. And then, it was paid for in person at the time of pickup. $10 was written on gratuity, then $41.39 was a total charge.
So does this reflect a receipt from a called-in order at your diner on April the 14th, 2022?
Yeah.
And the card entry method there, is that for swipe?
Yeah.
And then the card was present, that's what that's telling us?
Yep.
Signature at the bottom, normal receipt that we've all seen all the time, always?
Yep.
Scott, can you go to the next page, please? Is this portion of the document that we're looking at now?
Okay, so this is Megan's checkout. This would be at the end of her shift. And this is like a breakdown of credit cards, whether MasterCard, Discover, cash sales, and that kind of stuff.
And then Scott, if you can go down to the third document. You embiggen that top part, thank you. And then
embiggen, that is a word.
This is an
Embiggen.
audit of that particular order. So you can see the timeline on the left side. So at 8:55, it says a Greek omelet, quinoa salad, bagel sandwich with hash browns, and then Kouri is typed in. So at 8:55, an order was placed. At 9:07, the food was ready. 9:07, payment was applied. And then at 10:50, adjusted payment. So the server has some leeway as to when they actually adjust their tips. I mean, before they're into their shift, they're going to go through all their sales and adjust tips. Some servers wait till the end of the day. At 11 o'clock on Valentine's, we weren't very busy, so she did it during the day.
Sir, why the name Kouri?
Well, because there's a phone in to go order. So we don't take credit cards over the phone unless we really need to, but we do enough to go orders that we want a name associated with it so we don't get the orders mixed up.
Sure.
Thanks, sir. I don't have any.
And
further
what's the name on that order?
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Hello.
You and I've met before, but just to remind you, I'm Kathy Nestor. I represent Kouri Richins. So I want to go back to what the Exhibit 8.6 that the state just went over with you, and if we could go to the last page. Can you go to the next page, the very last, that page, and then blow it up? And can we publish, Your Honor? It's in.
Yep.
Okay. So could we please highlight the bagel sandwich and the Greek omelet? Now, I've visited your diner. You guys have had similar menu items for a long time. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Did you get anything to eat? Do you have any reviews? Was it good? You have a plug out to the Mirror Lake
With your
Diner.
food?
Yeah, we haven't changed the Greek omelet since day one.
Okay, what's in the Greek omelet?
Why?
Feta, spinach, Kalamata olives.
Does it have fentanyl?
2 eggs, spinach. Sorry.
Does it have opioids?
Yes.
I don't know if there's another kind, but just in case. All right. And so
Sorry.
that is just the egg dish itself, right? It's not a sandwich.
No, it does come with a choice of hash browns or a country potato. You can modify that and do a quinoa salad, which is what happened in this case.
Okay. So they switched out the hash browns for the quinoa salad.
Yeah, so there's an upcharge for that, but like you could get soup instead of hash browns. So,
Great.
so you're sorry.
And then what's in the bagel sandwich?
Bacon, egg, and cheese, avocado, and tomato.
And it's on what type
Ooh.
of bagel?
Just a New York plain water bagel.
Is there mayonnaise or anything on it?
Nope.
So it's a fried egg?
All right, forgive me. I know why she's asking. She's asking what contains in it because what could possibly make Eric Richins have an allergic reaction. So forgive me.
Typically over hard.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
over hard. Yeah, fried egg over hard.
Over
So it's
hard.
Over
I'm
hard.
sorry.
So not runny.
Got it. So it's fried egg over hard.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
And then pepper jack cheese.
And when you get that ready for a to-go order, how do you package it?
It's because it's with hash browns, it'd be in a styrofoam box.
And it's a hot sandwich, correct?
Yeah.
You certainly wouldn't want to eat an egg sandwich cold. That'd be kind of gross, right?
Debatable, but
Okay.
yeah.
Maybe a cold egg sandwich.
We do a lot of to-go that okay, that's what they want.
Okay, but you give it to them hot.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. And I'm sorry, just to refresh my memory again, the ingredients on the bagel sandwich are
2 slices of bacon, 2 eggs over hard, 1 slice of pepper jack cheese, about a quarter of sliced avocado, and typically 2 slices of tomato.
Okay.
And then the bagel itself.
All right.
Toasted.
Court's indulgence for just 1 minute. I think I'm almost done. Just 1 second, okay? And just to be clear, the time that was on the stamp says 8:55 a.m. Can we bring that up one more time? I just want to make sure I understand what that time means. Is that the time of the order or the time it was picked up?
When it was ordered. So it was called in at 8:55.
All right.
And then it was physically picked up and paid for at 9:07.
Perfect. At 9:07 in the morning.
Yeah,
It's breakfast.
Well, it says a.m., so that's
Okay,
I'm going with it.
Perfect. Thank you. That's all I have, so I appreciate it.
Okay.
Oh, guess what? I didn't know this. I just saw this. Apparently, Eric Richins was married before this. I thought I heard something about this. So Eric was married to Julie Jorgensen. The two were married in 2005. Following a difficult divorce in 2009, Jorgensen was tragically passed away at the age of 26 in a car accident in January of 2021. So allegedly, Eric's experience with his first marriage reportedly led his family to insist on the prenuptial agreement he later signed with Kouri Richins on their wedding in June of 2013. Interesting.
No, Your Honor.
So you can step down. Maybe release this witness, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
You're free to go. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Bloodworth, who's next?
Who is the next item up for bid? It's not really item up for bid, it's person.
No harm in that. Please rise for the.
At the other building right now.
Oh.
Maybe.
Oh,
Your Honor, I understand he's at the other building right now.
Oh,
Maybe
no
we can
problem.
take 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's stretch your legs. No harm in
someone
that.
is at the other building. Who is at the other building?
That's until 11:25.
Oh my goodness, they've taken so many breaks today. Holy smokes, let's see if we can go. I'm trying to get this done.
Joshua.
Okay, here we go. Joshua somebody another.
All right, have a seat in the courtroom. Please.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you would step in front of Brittany, we'll get you sworn in, please.
He's in a suit. Is this a law
Do you solemnly
enforcement
swear the testimony you're
officer?
about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the pains and penalties of perjury? Thank you. Please have a seat.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
What, sir, is your name?
Joshua Case.
Is your last name spelled Kaze?
Yes,
Sir, did you know Eric Richins?
I did.
How?
I met Eric probably in 2014 through some mutual friends. Hung out with him a couple times, and then started working in Park City in 2016 for a builder, and Eric Richins was a subcontractor that I worked with quite a bit from 2016 on.
Aside from a business professional relationship, did you have a personal relationship with Eric?
Yeah, so after I started working in Park City, him and I became friends pretty quickly. I played on some of his recreational sports teams. We both liked camping and hunting, so we kind of hit it off on that front. And I think starting 2017, we started hunting together quite a bit each fall.
And would you take trips together to hunt?
Yeah, I think we went to Idaho on some trips 2 or 3 times. Went to Colorado on a trip once, and then a number of times here in Utah.
Are those hunting trips, pack hunting trips, where you pack in, hunt, pack out?
Mixture of both. We'd, hike in a lot. I think we went on some that were pretty grueling. Idaho and the Frank Church Wilderness was a pretty grueling experience. Our last one that we went on together in Colorado ended up being pretty physically demanding, but it was a mixture of sleeping out. Sometimes we'd sleep in trailers, all the above.
Either professionally or personally, in the last few years of Eric's life, how often would you speak with him?
I'd say probably at least every other week. We had a lot of jobs going with Eric and his company. And so we would speak a lot about that. And then obviously in the fall, we would get to speak quite a bit. Yeah, a lot of the hunting trips we went on, it was just him and I on quite a few of them. So, talk a lot on those hunts as well.
You get to know your hunting buddy pretty well when you're out packing with him?
Yeah, especially if it's just you two. There's nobody else to talk to. So, yeah, I think you get to know him pretty well and in those situations, especially.
Just so you know that I came from Idaho, and where he's talking about approximately, now Idaho has a lot of wilderness. It is in and around the McCall area, which is a beautiful, beautiful area. The University of Idaho has actually a special outdoor school in McCall that is right next to what they call Frank Wilderness. It's also next to Riggins, just north of Boise. FYI, the more you know, right?
What was Eric like personally?
He's very kind of outgoing, confident, a fun person to be around. He's just kind of magnetic personality. Obviously not shy. I'd say competitive, especially in sports that we played. He was extremely dependable. One of the best subcontractors I've ever had. If you asked him to do something, he didn't forget. It was always done. Every time he said he would be somewhere or get something done, he always got it done. He was very, very responsible and good that way.
Have you ever observed Eric sick or injured?
No,
Have you ever seen him use over-the-counter drugs?
no,
Have you ever seen him use prescription drugs?
no,
Have you ever seen him use illicit drugs?
no,
Have you ever observed any indication that Eric used drugs?
no.
Do you recall receiving a phone call from Eric Richins at about 2:11 p.m. on Valentine's Day 2022?
I do.
Without saying what Eric said to you, why is it you remember that phone call?
It was notable, I think, for a couple reasons, but the main reason was just, the topics of the things we talked about, but also the emotion, I guess. It was unlike any other conversation I'd had with Eric. Mostly just kind of his spirits felt almost like somber, and anybody that knows Eric, most of the time you would call and he would already be talking upbeat, and this one was a lot different.
How did he sound to you?
Like I said, somber would be maybe a way to describe it. Very serious. Maybe sincere, which can be is a little like, especially for friends that joke around a lot and kind of rib each other quite a bit, which we did. It was just very outside the norm.
Had you ever heard Eric sound like that before?
No.
Based on what Eric said to you, and without saying anything that Eric said, did you offer Eric any advice?
I don't know that I would say advice other than maybe like questions, like suggestions and questions was my response.
What questions did you ask Eric?
I think he knows something. I think they had a conversation or something. Because I believe I don't want to spoil it. After he testifies, if he doesn't say anything, then I'll spoil it.
Mr. Bloodworth, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Case, let me ask you 3 yes or no questions, okay?
Yes or no.
Based on that conversation, did you ask Eric Richins if he was okay now?
Yes.
Did you ask Eric if he was going to go to the hospital?
Yes.
Did you ask Eric, what are you going to do about it?
Yes.
Sir, after that call with Eric Richins, did you speak to anybody else about?
Going to do about what? How are they going to get this in? I love the dance, right? I love the dance. It's hearsay information. How are you going to get it in? So here he is saying you had a conversation with somebody else.
Out that call.
Well, maybe back it up.
Did you speak to anybody else about that call?
Yes.
Who did you speak with?
I talked to my wife that night about it.
And what'd you tell her?
And then a day or two later, told a mutual friend, actually two different mutual friends of mine and Eric's.
What'd you say?
There come a time after Eric's death when you spoke about this call with Kouri Wright.
Yes.
Did Kouri Wright have a similar call with Eric Richins?
Object to hearsay.
Sustained.
When you spoke with Kouri Wright about this call, did Kouri Wright say anything inconsistent with your call with Eric Richins?
Object to hearsay.
Sustained.
Yeah. Call
So that's
Cody.
all I have. Thank you.
Yeah.
No questions, Your Honor.
May we release this witness, Ms. Nestor?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kays, you are free to go. Please travel safely, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ah, they didn't get it in. What they're trying to elicit is this is the day that February 14th, where the alleged breakfast sandwich, which was something after eating the breakfast sandwich, Eric Richins had some sort of reaction to it. What that is, we don't quite know because he had conversations with this gentleman and he had conversations with a couple of other people, leading other people to believe that he had been poisoned or something was in the sandwich or he felt that he was poisoned. How we're going to get this in, I don't know. I mean, like I know from the pre-trial hearing stuff, but me as a juror, if you're sitting there, you don't know. So right now, the jurors don't know. So I assume Kouri Wright is up next and that's probably who we'll get it in from.
Your Honor, may we approach on scheduling?
Of course.
They're probably going to take a break for lunch because it is